Now it's time for Lefties Losing It. Do you ever have a bad day and forget people's pronouns? Because that's exactly what happened to this teacher.
So I had a kid on Monday. They said their pronouns were she, her. Then on Wednesday, yesterday, they came to me and they said, you know what? My pronouns are they, them. I want you in the class to use they, them. Okay, cool, great. They come to class today. There's names on desks in groups for assigned seats. They can't find theirs because I guess my first class knocked it off. So I go to the class. Hey, is she in anyone's group? Does anyone see her name? It took me 5 minutes to realize what I did.
Oh, whoopsie, and it took you 5 minutes to realise. It's not good enough. It's really not good enough. And what do you do when you make such a grave error of judgment?
What I did when they were sitting by themselves, I approached them and said, I screwed up, didn't I? And they said, yep.
Gee, how can you live with yourself with all that disappointment? Now to the Britney Spears level breakdowns over Trump's executive order on genders.
Our new president has declared on day one of his presidency that our country will no longer recognize any gender aside from male or female. As a non-binary person who lives in the United States of America, I'm a New Yorker. I live in New York. I'm not going anywhere. I love this city. All right. Okay. So if I'm no longer a human, legally speaking, of course, I might as well have fun. So how am I spending my day this inauguration day? I am going to go commiserate with my fellow queer people at my favorite lesbian bar, ready for the circus.
Roll up, roll up. Is that circus recruiting?
And as long as you draw a breath, every breath you take is a rebellion. Keep on fighting because you just have to. Hail Satan, hail reason always.
Love that. Absolutely love it. And can someone please check on this next person who is apparently coming to save America? Okay, yeah, I've got a theory that maybe they might need some saving. And, you know, I know just the woman, actually, funnily enough, for that job. Here she is, the woke Bishop of America herself. In all her glory. She'll do it with those eyes especially. Cometh, save the dying gender crusade. And speaking of that bewildering bishop, it looks like she's found her loyal disciples in none other than the American liberal media.
Your tone there, so serious and genuine. You see him, he's stone-faced, he then looks down, but he's listening to every word you say. As you made that personal plea to him, what were you looking at him in that moment? What kind of response were you perhaps hoping for in that moment? Because it was gentle. I mean, it was intense and passionate, but yet it was gentle. It was not ugly or confrontational. Wouldn't expect it to be, but you know, these are hard things to talk about in that context.
Predictably, you seem to strike a nerve.
You seem to have more fearlessness than anyone in Congress right now, ma'am. You know, Bishop, I was struck by your tone. You were so gentle, you were so respectful, you were very demure and very mindful.
Well, look, if The View ever needs an exorcism, then they certainly know where to go. Now, have a look at this delicious demolition of a puffed-up pronoun reporter on live TV.
First day on the job, President Trump signed an executive order, the U.S. government only recognizing two genders, male, female. They're unchangeable. You know, if elected as prime minister, is that something that you're going to kind of walk in line with, or what are your feelings on that executive order?
Well, I don't know. Do you have any other genders that you'd like to name?
Me personally?
Yes.
I'm just asking more so if you're in line with what he is saying. Do you agree with what he's saying? Is that something that you would be lockstep with if elected as prime minister?
Well, I'm not aware of any other genders than men and women. I mean, if you have any other that you want me to consider, you're welcome to tell me right now.
Well, there's personally, I am a man. I am a as people who say cis man. There are people there who, they say they're
Me too.
gender
I'm a man
neutral.
as well.
You are a man, yes. There are people there who say they're gender neutral. Yeah, they say they're gender neutral. They're a trans person. Is that something that you would recognize here, whereas in the States, at least with their U.S. government, the way they're seeing it, there's only two?
I'm only aware of two.
Oh, could watch Pierre on repeat every day.